Good evening, everyone. I am Tanea, CEO and founder of Determined-Woman.com, and I will post the link to my website down below. I just wanted to share something with you all that's been on my mind and on my heart for a few weeks now, actually. It just kind of came out of the blue, something that I had never questioned before. And I believe this past Sunday when I went to church, I did receive my answer and I'm okay with it. Like, I'm good. I've moved on. But it came up again today and I thought that I would share it. I've never shared this with anyone before. It's not on any of my social media accounts. Nobody knows that I've ever felt like this, ever wondered these things. Nobody knows anything about what I'm about to share with you all. And the reason why I'm also sharing it is because I'm almost positive I'm not the only one who's ever felt this way or who's thought like this. So I'm hoping that the answer that I received to what was going on with me could possibly help someone else and to help you to move forward with your life. So basically, I'll give you a little bit of, just a teeny weeny bit about me because I don't want for this video to be super extra long. But basically, I was in a foster home and I didn't actually get out of foster care until I was age 21. And so I believe from my memories that I was actually removed from the home from my mom. I was removed several times, but the first incident was when I was age 5. Now, in between from me being age 5 up until the age of 21, I did live with different foster parents. I did live in different group homes, and I did live with different relatives. So I wasn't just floating. I mean, I was floating around, but I wasn't just floating around in the air. Like, different people were coming to get me, and I say this just because, my family or certain people may view this video and I don't want them to feel like, oh, well, she didn't say the time that we got her or whatever. The video isn't about that. The video is about something totally different, but I'm very thankful for those who did participate in trying to care for me when I was young. And I'll share in more videos about my experience in foster care and how that did affect me and some of the things that I had gone through, some of the things that I had seen, and how I've overcome a lot of what happened. So what I really wanted to share was what I started thinking a couple weeks ago. And basically, I have 3 children. I'm a single mom, and I have 3 children. I have 2 boys, ages 13 and 10, and then I have a little girl who's age 5. And so I was sitting one day, and I was staring at my daughter, just out the blue, staring at my daughter, and she's 5. And I was just looking at her. And my daughter, she's gorgeous, and I'm going to have her get up here in a minute. Actually, she can come now. Come on, Johnny. Okay. She's excited. Okay. Okay. So excuse her hair, bad hair day. She's been at school playing all day. She's gonna look like a little beautiful little princess in the morning when I send her to school. So anyways, this is my baby. This is my 5-year-old daughter. She's gorgeous. I love her to death. I love all 3 of my children. They are the best things that ever happened to me in the world, and I thank God for them. And had God not placed them in my life, I honestly don't know where I would be, if I would even still be. They made me look at the world so differently. And I can honestly say also that having boys and having girls, there's definitely a big difference. I love all my children the same. I don't love any one of them more than the other. However, I did want to highlight my daughter because she's a girl and I'm a girl and my mom is a girl and my mom is who I started off with. My mom, she gave birth to me, right? So I was sitting looking at my daughter one day and I was watching her as she played. And then in my heart and in my mind, I just said, "Oh my gosh, she's so pretty. She's playing. She's having fun. She's enjoying being a 5-year-old." I couldn't imagine not having my children. I couldn't imagine someone taking them away from me. And at that very moment, I think I felt a spirit of heaviness because when I was her age, I was taken away from my mom, and at that moment, I thought about it, and it made me really sad because I looked at her and I imagined me being 5 and I imagined me being my mom. And I just thought to myself, how could she have let me be taken away from her? And I have a little brother too. And same thing goes for him. I'm just not going to discuss him in this video right now. But how could she have let someone take me away from her? How could she have let me travel through foster care for all those years? Why wouldn't she get herself together to get us back? Like, were we not important enough to her? And it really hurt, and I look and I watch my children play, and I'm just like, they're kids, they do things and they're so adorable. And I feel like children are one of life's greatest teachers. They teach us so much. They make us as adults. They humble us. They really do teach us a lot, and we should really learn how to appreciate our children much more than we do. And I'm even guilty of not appreciating my 3 children the way that I should, but I have been working on that lately and just kind of paying more attention to them and giving them the attention, the attention that they deserve and that they need, because they're only children for so long. Being a child only lasts for such a short moment in time, depending on how long you live, right? So anyways, I started asking God, like, I literally prayed about this, like, God, what happened? Like, was I not good enough? Was I not cute enough for her? Like, why would my mom let this happen to us? Like, I mean, seriously though, she never really came to visit when we were in foster care. A lot of the time she'd tell us she was going to come and see us and she wouldn't. I don't understand how a child could miss out on their parent. Like, why would my mom do that? And that question ran and ran and ran around in my mind for a while. And again, I prayed on it and I thought about it and I started to write it down in my journal, but I stopped because it overwhelmed me so much with hatred towards her and with so much sadness towards her that it was unbelievable, because I had never thought like this before. This question had never come up in my mind about her and me, and I still kind of wonder, like, had she knew the type of woman that I would be today, would she have stayed around? Like, seriously, like, I'm not a millionaire, but I find myself a successful woman. I'm definitely not a product of my environment. I'm definitely not my past. I'm for damn sure not her. Excuse me for cursing. I know my daughter is right here, but I just want to be real with you all for a moment. Like, this is how I feel. These are my thoughts. And I feel like, even though my mom is deceased, I feel like she owes me an explanation. Like, seriously, she needs to explain to me why the hell she left my brother and I. Like look at my little girl. Look at her. Would anybody leave this little princess? Look at her. She's adorable. She's adorable. Seriously. And most kids are adorable. All kids are adorable. There are some cute little critters. There's some cute little people. I mean, they're little figures of us. They're going to grow up and become us. So what our goal should be is to set a good example for our children, right? And again, I know I just cursed. Excuse me, I'm working on it. But anyways, so again, I just wanted to share that with someone who's probably been neglected or abandoned or even been in foster care or was raised in a single parent home, and sometimes maybe looks at their children and wonder why me. Or if you don't have children, you look in the mirror at yourself and you wonder why me. Like, why did my parent leave me? Why? And you may or may not be able to ask that question. You may or may not receive an explanation. So anyways, this is the answer that I got. I went to church this past Sunday, and the message that I got was basically that it is very unfortunate for some of us to be raised the way that we have been, right? It is very unfortunate. And the message of the service was, your disadvantage could be your advantage. And a little light bulb popped off, right? And that was a disadvantage for me. Not having a mom, not having a dad, really. Being in foster care. I was neglected. I was abandoned. I was abused. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to talk about what the topic of this video is, right? All that happened to me. But look at the woman that I am today. A lot of you all probably don't know me, but you'll get to know me. I'm a great woman. I'm a great friend. I'm a very kind individual. I have a master's degree in mental health counseling because I feel like there are a lot of people out here who are hurting, and I want to help. Because look at me. Like, seriously, though, I don't look like I've been homeless. I don't look like I've been sexually, mentally, or physically abused. I don't look like I've been in foster care. I look like a regular adult, right? Somebody who may have had two parents in the household. Someone who probably was well taken care of. That's how I take care of my children. Like none of that ever even happened to me. But that made me stronger. That is my push to better take care of my children. To not be my mom. To not be my dad. Which is why I said we need to really learn how to appreciate our children. And then another message that I got from church this past Sunday is that it probably was good that they did not raise me simply because I could have actually turned out like them. And I can promise you, had I turned out like them, specifically my mom, because that's who this video is about, I wouldn't be making a video, I can promise you, if I would even be alive, because like I said, she's deceased. Now, don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted, I love my mom. I definitely love my mother. She gave birth to me, and I think she did the best that she could. I'm not making any excuses for her, but she's not here to defend herself. My mom is deceased. She's resting in heaven. I believe she's in heaven. I believe she's in heaven. My mother introduced me to God, and that's one of the best, greatest gifts that a mother who was not present in her child's life could give her child. So she definitely taught me how to pray, and she definitely, at a young age, put good seeds in my heart. She wasn't always not there, but for the most part, unfortunately, she wasn't. But I know my mom loved me. She loved me and my little brother, and we love her. And as youngins, it was hard, for us to understand what she was going through and that she wasn't there and that we were bouncing from home to home, which I'll discuss in later videos. But that's just kind of what I got. And I wanted to share that with you all. If you're dealing with that, just think, had that person stayed in your life, where would you be now? All of the disadvantages that have happened in your life, use them to your advantage. I was neglected and abused, and guess what? I was neglected and abused. I will never abuse anyone. And I do my best not to neglect anyone. So even if I have a faulty friend, I try to talk to that friend. I try to work with that friend. I try to be kind to people no matter how they treat me, because I know what it's like for someone to be unkind. So I try to treat people how I want to be treated. And me going through what I've been through has caused me to be very empathetic and sympathetic. And again, I just wanted to share this video. I'm glad I got my answer. It helped me out a lot. I'm not saying to excuse anybody who's done you wrong, but just try to look at it from a different perspective. God will not give you more than you can handle, first of all. And just know that whatever happens in your life, it's meant to happen for a specific reason, mainly for God's reason. So sometimes you just have to sit down and pray to God and ask Him, how can you use what happened for His glory? And that's kind of what I did, and that's how I found my purpose in helping people. I'm not saying this is for everybody, but this is what helped me. Sometimes we just have to take accountability for our own lives, rewrite our stories, and that's what I'm doing. My story, my past is very unfortunate, and it's very sad, and it's very hard, but I'm not that little girl anymore. That little girl, she is here. She's very well taken care of now. That little girl is at peace. That little girl, she's in here and she's smiling now. She's no longer hurting. I promise you that. She is loved. Right? And God will give us double for our trouble. And I went through a lot. I really did. Up until I was about 30 years old, because that's the year I lost my dad. I'll talk to you guys about that another time. But God will give you double for your trouble. And I'm telling you, double is beyond what I'm receiving right now. I love you all. Again, I'll share the link to my website below. I hope you like this video. Please share this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would definitely appreciate your support. If you have any questions, please ask them. Any questions, comments, or concerns, just let it be real, right? You all have a great day. Have a good night, and I love you.